Every year, the MDU is notified of several thousand new claims against our members, arising from their work in primary care or independent hospitals. The claims stem from a wide range of clinical and non-clinical incidents, such as delayed diagnosis, surgical errors, or poor communication. Of the cases notified to us, only a tiny fraction, just 1 or 2%, go to court. Around 70% are successfully defended. But whatever the outcome, a claim is an upsetting experience. To succeed in an action for clinical negligence, the patient, who now becomes the claimant, must establish 3 things: that the doctor owed them a duty of care, that the doctor breached that duty of care, and that the patient suffered harm as a result. If they can prove all 3, then they may be entitled to compensation. The first most members know of a claim is when they receive a letter before action. This is the first stage of the pre-action protocol, a set process for exchanging information which allows both sides every opportunity to resolve the dispute informally and avoid having to go to court. The letter before action usually comes from the claimant's solicitor and will contain a request for disclosure of the medical records. It may also set out the allegations, but not always. If you receive one, you should contact the MDU as soon as possible. We have just 40 calendar days to respond. It's best not to reply directly to the claimant's solicitors. We will do that for you. As soon as you can, you should send the MDU a copy of the solicitor's letter, a note requesting our assistance, your address, clear photocopies of all of the relevant medical records, and a factual report on your own role in the incident. It may be some comfort to know that quite a few claims are dropped at this point. If the claimant decides to proceed, their solicitors will send a letter of claim. This contains a detailed description of the injury, the allegations of negligence, and the claim for financial compensation. Time is now of the essence, as we have only 4 months to consider the claim fully. The MDU will need to obtain expert medical and legal advice on your behalf. That is why we need you to send the letter of claim as soon as possible. We have to reply officially on your behalf with a letter of response. The options at this stage are to deny the claim, giving clear reasons why we are doing so, or to admit liability, either to part or all of the claim, depending on the circumstances. It is still possible to resolve the dispute informally at this stage. Either party can suggest ways to do this at any time up to formal proceedings. Formal proceedings start with the issue of a claim form by the court. This is usually accompanied by the particulars of claim, a document that sets out the claimant's case and the amount of compensation they are seeking. The MDU will instruct solicitors at this point, either our own in-house lawyers or external solicitors with experience in defending our members. Once again, speed is essential, as we now have 14 days to acknowledge the claim and 28 days to compile a detailed defence and lodge it with the court. The particulars of claim would normally be delivered to the MDU as your representative. But if they're served directly on you, you must get them to us straight away, or you may find yourself with the judgment entered against you. The proceedings are now all in the hands of the court and run to a strict timetable. To mount a robust defence, the MDU needs to gather a number of documents, including all the relevant information, notes, referral letters and so on that you hold. We will help you compile your witness statement. This is a very clear and detailed factual account of what happened, and you will be required to sign a statement of truth, as this forms part of the document. A key part of the defence is the opinion of one or more experts in a relevant speciality. We ask independent experts to report on the standard of care that should reasonably have been expected in the circumstances of the case, and whether the outcome would have changed if the patient had been managed differently. There will be a point in the proceedings when a decision must be taken on whether to defend the case or settle it. Sometimes a case cannot be defended for non-clinical issues, and sometimes the member asks us to settle even if there is no evidence of liability. However, we will always defend a case we believe can be defended and will only settle with the member's agreement. Despite the brisk timetable required by the civil procedure system, claims can take many years to conclude. It helps to try and keep things in perspective and remember that as your defence organisation, the MDU is on your side throughout.